In this video, we're going to talk about how to simplify an expression that you see drawn out for you. The first step in most of these problems is to simply write down what you see. And then we're going to simplify and find all the zeros and condense everything to write a simplified result without changing the value. So let's first write down what we see on this mat. We see three x's, three blue x's, then there's a plus a negative x, plus 2 plus negative 2 plus an x squared plus negative x squared minus the group that we see in the bottom. So I see a 2 x's in the bottom and a negative x plus a negative x squared plus an x squared plus negative 2 and plus 1. That's the group that's in the bottom. Now, to simplify, you're looking for all your different types of zeros to try and clear off as much as you can without changing the value. So let's look just on the top region first. We see a positive x and a negative x. Those two would cancel to make a 0. So to show that on your paper, you would circle those to represent that those are going to be canceled. I see that similar pattern with a positive 1 and a negative 1. That's also a 0 plus the 1 right below it. Those are three zeros that are all like a positive and a negative. We also see that with the x squared, the positive x squared and the negative x squares. What's interesting is those will also cancel with the ones on the bottom, because a positive x squared minus an x squared would equal 0, and a negative x squared minus an x squared. To show this type of 0, we could circle them as a 0 as well. So we're going to put a big circle around the two positive x squareds in opposite regions and the two negative x squareds in opposite regions. Let's see, I see another 0 down in the bottom region, a positive x and a negative x. Make a 0 in the opposite bottom region. And there's one more similar 0 like that in the bottom right, a positive 1 and a negative 1. So we'll circle that one as well. Now, let's see. Oh, there's another 0 with an x in the top and an x in the bottom. It says x minus x. That makes a 0. So it looks like the only thing we would have left after clearing our board is the x tile at the very top and the negative unit tile at the very bottom. Now, to simplify this and make it easier to write down the result, we're going to flip that bottom tile to the top as a legal move, flipping from the opposite region to the top region. When we flip it, it's going to become positive up top, because the opposite of a negative 1 is positive 1. Now we'll record our result. We end up with x plus 1. All of those tiles simplified to a simple x plus 1. Now give it a shot on your own. Look at the following picture, draw it on your paper, see if you can find all of the zeros on this board after recording what you see. Then record your final result. Pause the video while you do this to see the solution at the end. Now let's see, let's find all of our zeros with a positive and a negative tile in the same region. We got a positive and negative x, positive and negative 1, another positive and negative 1, and another one at the very top. We also have that with the x squareds. They have to be in the same region. So let's look down the bottom region for some similar zeros. The x squared and the negative x squared, the x and the x, the negative x, and the 1 and the negative 1. We're left with one single tile. To easily see what that tile is, let's just flip him up real quick and see what tile he is in the regular region. So he'll be a positive flipping to a negative. So our final result, the simplified answer here, is a negative x. If you didn't get this solution, look at the video again, think about what zeros you created versus what we created, and talk to your teacher if it still doesn't make sense.